A while ago, we posted a TikTok and a YouTube Shorts video called Things That Shocked Us in Ireland as Americans. And the thing is, when you make shorts or TikTok content, you take what you see on screen right now and you condense it. At the time, we were thinking of the word culture shock. So when we captioned this, we just wrote the word shocked. That might not have been the right word, but oh my God, to get things started, a lot of people hated that we used that word. So this guy wrote,
try intrigued, surprised, fascinated, amused, be shocked for the things that actually shock.
With a guy like this, I think if we use any of those words, he still would have gotten mad. If we used intrigued, he would have said, intrigued? You mean maybe mildly intrigued?
Intrigued by doors and windows?
But let's get past that. Let's get into stuff we found funny. We had plenty of comments that were funny, interesting, weird. I think the funniest one that we saw was this one that we got just a few days ago.
Of course the light switch should be outside the bathroom. You want to walk into a dark bathroom, fumbling for a light switch, slip on something, and break a limb?
I have no idea what's going on in that guy's bathroom. I would hope most Irish bathrooms don't have a whole bunch of slip and slide and craziness going on. Like when that guy wrote that comment, I pictured the set of Wipeout.
I did too. I've never slipped in the middle of the night trying to find the light switch. It's just, you just put your hand right there. It's always in the same spot.
All right, so we have the light on right now for the camera, but just for this guy's hypothetical about how hard it would be to turn on the light in the bathroom, we'll show you guys right here. Light goes off, it gets dark, and as I come into the bathroom, I have to worry about slipping on things, potentially dying, breaking a limb, and I found it. I don't know what this guy was expecting. I don't know if he, does he walk into his bathroom and if there wasn't a light, he'd be like...
Joey broke it. See, that's what he was saying would have happened.
Yep. Whoops, I guess we do need to put it on the outside now. Speaking of bathrooms though, oh my gosh, people hate that we have sockets or outlets in the bathroom. We'll have to explain that too, but oh my God, we got so many about this. Also, you shouldn't have outlets in the bathroom. It's ridiculous. I know America has a lot of them. Water and electricity should not be mixing. There's no electric in bathrooms because the power here is 210. So as you guys know, the power here, or maybe you don't know, is not 210 or 220, so the voltage is lower. And we'll show you again inside the bathroom. Check this out. So there you go. I'll show you guys how this looks. We're gonna test this out. Make sure to see what happens. Ah! I'm just kidding. No, if you look closely here, there's also a thing on this outlet, GFCI protected outlet. I don't have the electrician knowledge to really say that in depth, but from what I understand, basically it's to shut off if water gets inside or if anything that it senses isn't supposed to be touching it, it can tell so you don't get electrocuted. So we have outlets like that, especially the ones in the kitchen and the bathroom, of course. But yeah, we've never had a problem with getting shocked or electrocuted, obviously, since we're making this video. We're not dead.
I could do my hair right here because I could plug it in right here.
Yeah, it's really not as dangerous as everybody loves to think though, which might be because of the voltage. But then again, another person wrote this.
Not true. Australia and New Zealand are the same voltage and sockets are in bathrooms. No issues with electrocution either, so it's just an outdated law in Ireland.
So I don't know. You guys are gonna have beef with the Australians and the Kiwis, so keep that away from over here. We'll be on our own little land over here, away from the electric outlet argument.
I will say that was a weird thing to figure out in Ireland when I was trying to do my hair and I was like, where's the socket at?
Since we're still in the bathroom, tons of comments saying,
why wouldn't a shower have an on/off button? How do you turn showers on in America? How else do showers turn on?
We also got somebody on TikTok saying, do you guys just leave your showers on 24/7? So no, we'll show you that too. It's a knob, but we'll show you.
This thing right here, and you just turn it. So yeah, the showers aren't on 24/7 here. We just have a knob. And the comment we got most was about the windows. So a lot of people thought our windows open in because we said they don't open out, but no, they don't open in.
Another thing was some people did say that they live in the East Coast and their windows open outwards, but I think for most of America, the windows don't do that.
I've never seen that in America. Hold the blinds up. All right, so I have no idea what they're called, I forgot, but since it's so hot in Arizona, there's these covers on the outside. This isn't a normal screen.
No, yeah, this is like a shaded screen.
Yeah, screens are usually just see-through, but like I said, because it's so hot. But let's open the window. Oh, there's 2 locks.
That's the outside. And like we said, every window has a screen.
I mean, I guess you could take it off if you wanted to, but I guess somebody could just walk in here right now if they wanted to. So we usually have screens because it's mainly for bugs, obviously dust, animals. You don't want to walk in and see a raccoon on your bed. That'd be kind of cute, but kind of dangerous.
The other way most American windows open is vertically, same way, sliding. You would unlock these 2 things. There you go. One thing that I did not think was going to be controversial, but ended up being an insane amount of arguing in both TikTok comments and YouTube Shorts comments was the sidewalk or pavement parking. So when we got to Ireland, we noticed that in the area we were staying, which was like Irishtown, Rings End area, there were a lot of cars parked on the pavement, or is what we call sidewalks. And we thought it was kind of interesting, kind of funny. We didn't think much more of it because we knew right away what they were doing. It's because the streets are so small, obviously, since you guys have an older country. So they're trying to make room for cars to pass by. But everybody in the comments was saying stuff like this.
It's illegal to park on the footpath, sidewalk, pavement. You cannot block safe access for wheelchair and buggy users. You can't cycle on the footpath either. Technically, it's illegal to park on the path, but the law is only really enforced in built-up areas. Parking on the path is only for assholes. How are people in wheelchairs or people with buggies supposed to get past? Yeah, you can park all over the place, even facing the wrong way. For it being illegal, there's a lot of people breaking the law, but I will say I get what people are saying, like people shouldn't be doing that, but I also understand why people do that because your roads are so small and there's also not parking anywhere really.
I don't think like these people are making it seem like these people are going out of their way to be douchebags towards like pedestrians and stuff. I don't think that's the case. I think they're trying to be courteous, and in that act, they're being a little bit uncourteous to those, but you don't really think about that. I think you're just thinking about every day I drive this car, I need to get out of here, and I'd appreciate if other people did this so we can get through easier. Of course, then it blocks people on the sidewalk, pedestrians, disabled people. So there's not really a win there. You either block a car or you block somebody using the sidewalk. Either way, someone's getting screwed over. And to add on to that other guy's comment, that was something we didn't mention, but we saw a lot of, which is not the case here. People parking. So you guys drive on the left, obviously. So if you were to drive here, you'd park facing the same way that you're going. In Ireland, it felt like it was just Tetris. Like if you could fit, you just fit. It doesn't matter which way your car's turned. Here, I think you'd get in a lot of trouble.
They'd probably think you're drunk.
Somebody made a comment on TikTok about that. I don't know if you remember what it said.
It was, if you're parking on the sidewalk here, you're probably gonna get arrested. So
Yeah, no, for sure. If a cop spotted you parking the opposite way of where traffic's going, or parking on the curb, like actually on it, not in it, because our roads are so big, especially on the West Coast, you for sure are gonna get talked to. You're probably gonna get a ticket, and you might get a breathalyzer.
yeah.
Because they're probably gonna suspect you're intoxicated. Another big topic in the comment section was bathroom stalls, public bathroom stalls, that is. This person writes, why does American toilets have a lot of water? I should probably reread that. They're really upset about that one part. Why does American toilets have a lot of water? I waited in the airport for too long because I thought they were all out of order, but they are normal. That was another thing we noticed. I'm not sure if we wrote that in that video. I don't think we did. I think we mentioned it in our YouTube video, but yeah, our toilets tend to have more water in the bowl than in Ireland. It was funny reading this comment. I pictured this lady going stall to stall. Oh my gosh, she won't believe what just happened again. This one's also out of order. So sorry that our toilets have more water, but yeah, they do. It would say out of order on it if it was out of order. You wouldn't be allowed to go in.
Yeah, all the bathrooms would be shut down. They wouldn't just be open for where you can walk in them.
That was the main thing that stood out to me in America. Why are the stalls designed for zero privacy? It was hella uncomfortable. First of all, sorry I gotta say this, but I hope that word's not making it over there. I don't even like hearing that word here because it sounds kind of cringy to me. So hearing an Irish person say hella, it's like, maybe we are getting a little bit too culturally dominant.
It's hella weird.
Hella weird. I don't know, that word just sounds kind of dumb. The stall's being designed for zero privacy. Yeah, it is unfortunate that there's like cracks and stuff. Although people have made the points that the reason for it in the US is one, to help with the smell. So there's some ventilation, so it's not getting trapped in there. And two, because unfortunately we do have like a drug problem here and stuff, so it's to make sure people aren't passed out in the stall. That's what I've heard. It does feel better when the door fully reaches the side.
A lot of you from Ireland would hate to come to the beach here and parks because bathrooms at the beach and parks don't have a door at all. When we went to Phoenix and hiked the Hole in the Rock area, we went to the bathroom at a park before, and the bathroom that I went in had no door and nobody was in there, so I had to go real fast. I hate that, trust me. I came back out to Joey and I was like, I can't go to the bathroom, there's no door. There was a bathroom in Cork in one of the pubs. I've never seen this in my entire life, but apparently this is common in Europe. But it had, you could buy, let's just say, toys.
Another contentious topic.
Them bottle caps are a pain in the arse sometimes. Don't get me wrong, they're handy but are annoying when they keep closing as you're pouring your drink. I love the bottles with the caps that stay on. I've never been to Ireland. The caps are a European thing. I hate them. That bottle cap thing is very new here and everyone I know hates it, so. The bottle cap is a new concept of the nanny state and an absolute pain in the ringer.
Another thing, not so much on the YouTube shorts, but on our TikTok comments, it seemed like people thought we were really endorsing these bottle caps. We weren't really endorsing them or saying they were terrible. We were just kind of making the point. Like, we even made a joke and I don't think people got it. We wrote something like the never lose your bottle cap thingy-majig.
Oh my gosh, a lot of people are saying like, so is this common? You're just losing your bottle cap all the time?
Yeah, it was an obvious joke that we meant it's like hard to lose the bottle cap because it doesn't come off. Yeah, it was weird for us. Like, honestly, I don't think I'd prefer it. It makes for a good nose scratcher, I guess. But other than that, it's like kind of like, it makes you want to rip it off, especially when you're not used to it. It's like, do I twist it back all the way? And then you're trying to put it back on. It's not like insanely hard, but it's just kind of a mild annoyance.
I don't care for them, but I didn't have a problem with them at all. I would just push them back all the way and it wouldn't flip back over. It is weird seeing like everything. The orange juice cartons, plastic bottles. Thankfully, cans don't have caps. The next string of comments we got were about the doors. And what I mean by that is how the houses there have doors to basically every room, the kitchen, living room. Seem like hallways from the place we're staying in. Somebody said, I'm just wondering, how do you go into a room if there's no door? And somebody responded to them and said, usually by putting one foot in front of the other. I'm confused by the question, honestly. How would we go into the room if there's no door?
I think they just didn't word that right. Then we have some people explain to us about the doors, and I do believe that American homes, especially older ones, have more doors to every room. Really, it's just this more modern open house plan, which is you have these like segregated rooms, but they're not segregated by a door. It's just kind of like a room that's a little bit off to the side, but it's still open. We'll show you in a little bit, but we'll read these comments. Doors to every room because when it gets cold, you can shut the door and keep the warmth in one room instead of wasting it places you aren't in. I'm from Denmark. That makes sense. We're in Arizona right now. It gets kind of cold here, but it doesn't get super, super cold. It does get pretty cold in the winter actually, but most of the year it's kind of hot, especially summer. It's brutal here, so we don't need doors to every room. You need doors for every room as it is part of fire building regulation. If your doors are closed during a fire, it helps protect the room. So this is the living room, then kitchen. See, there's no door, obviously, and then if you look back, there's no door back. Here's the whole kitchen area. Then there is a door to the computer room.
If you go down this hallway, there's a closet, front door. Yes, we have a front door. Bathroom. A lot of people say you don't have your washer in the kitchen. On one of our culture shock videos, not this TikTok, but no, we have this.
And yes, the rooms that you would want privacy do have privacy. So some people were kind of saying, I don't know if they're joking or not, but they're like, how do you not have doors to your bedroom or your bathroom? And we do. So anything you'd want to be private at times, we do have doors to.
And this is hello.
Another section we have is just people not really getting the point of the video. Like, I assume this is either a European or an Irish person, and they wrote, nah. It is normal. That was kind of the whole point of the video. It wasn't normal to us.
This isn't shocking, or am I just too Irish?
From Ireland, I thought these were normal. Well, they are to you.
We did get some comments saying that America is a third world country because we don't have these things. But we do have windows, we do have doors, We don't have the bottle cap thing. We just have it in different ways. I will say there actually is a lot of people that commented saying they live on the East Coast and that they have some things like that, like the windows. Also, when I said America, we also got a comment saying which country. Everybody always says America referencing United States. Nobody ever says America referencing any other country.
Shout out to any Ecuadorians saying that they're from America. Another one, of course, Europeans, Irish people can't ever go without telling Americans this. It must be a culture shock not hearing gunshots daily. It's really only a problem in certain cities. This might apply if you live in like areas in New York City or Chicago or the South or LA or something, but we live in a small town in Arizona. We don't hear gunshots unless it's dove season. All right, the last and definitely most controversial comments we got, especially on the YouTube shorts, was about immigration. So we'll give you our perspective, okay? We're not gonna get too deep into it, but I do wanna read these out because it is about being transparent in this video. Of course, they're trying to imply, how did this not shock you? Someone said, is it the lack of Irish? Is it the fact there's no Irish in Dublin anymore? Must have been a whammy. What about the millions of jihadis? You forgot to mention our immigrants. Did all the Somalis surprise you too? Was it how few Irish there were, that it's a Muslim nation now? So we got tons of those. We got people fighting about that. Look, from our perspective, guys, I think I understand why, of course, if you grew up in 90s or 80s Dublin and now seeing changes, it's like a shock for you. But as two people that have grown up in like we're both 22 and 23, so we've only grown up in the Gen Z America, like today's society. So every big city we've gone to, I think is like, if you're including Hispanics in the number, then it's a higher percentage white. But if you're not including Hispanics, you're just only including Europeans, it's probably less than 60% white for most big cities in America. So when we went to Ireland and Dublin, it was still like kind of shocking for us because it's like, whoa, dang, I didn't know there was this many white people in this big of a city. Which obviously you guys don't call each other white, you'd say Irish because you're from the same nation.
We both grew up around a lot of diversity, so for us it's not really shocking. I don't know. I guess for Ireland it is because it's mainly Irish, but then there's people going in there.
Also, this isn't any sort of political argument. Like, we're not endorsing anything. Like, we're not saying that you guys should welcome stuff you don't want. Like, it's up to you guys. You guys, that's your issue. You need to vote in certain things or speak on certain things. That's you guys. We don't have any power in the Irish political regime. But I was just saying, it's the same thing like with crime. Like, a lot of people in Dublin thought the city's getting more dangerous because I think when you're used to a previous Dublin, it might be getting more dangerous. But when you come from LA, like I saw somebody write something about Dublin has tons of tents now. It's like, guys, we've been to Skid Row in Los Angeles. We've been to tent areas in San Diego. So when you go to places that have it less so, even if for you it's increasing, for us it didn't feel like much. And I think it's the same thing with immigration. Because we have so much immigration here and we're used to like very diverse cities and cities with a lot of different types of people, it still was kind of a surprise that like, oh wow, the city actually has a majority white population, because we don't see that really.
And when it comes to crime and danger, we're not insinuating that just because we're used to it means that it's good. Obviously, that's not good.
But yeah, that's just our perspective, so we're not trying to make any grand points there. I mean, when we were doing these videos, of course, people are gonna say what they want to say in the comments, which you should be allowed to. As long, we don't care as long as you aren't being annoying to us. Like, of course, we don't want to read people saying bad stuff to us. But you guys can have your points, your viewpoints, that's on you. We just wanted to document different things. We hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you had a laugh. We hope you had a good time, either laughing with us, laughing at us, whatever you're laughing at. Hopefully you laughed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We really enjoy doing this and reading your guys' comments, the ones that are cool. Also, if you want to become a member, it's $2.99 a month. You can join the Passport Pals. It helps fund our different things. We'd really appreciate that. And there's a new feature. You want to tell them about it?
You can now hype videos, which puts you on a playlist depending on how many hypes you get, and basically more people can reach you. So if you want to hype us, we would appreciate that a lot because that would also help us out.
So we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.